Hi, my name's Dee and welcome to Sunchild Tarot. Now, this is a general-ish reading for those with Aquarius placements, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, whatever area chart you want to look at, born in the year of the monkey. I may get yet more specific on this. As such, it is a general reading and general reading rules apply. You know, roles can be reversed, timing is far from absolute. I'm not going to be doing this again this year. This is probably for 2021 or whenever you led to it, because I'm not going to take it down at the end of the year. And it seems to be for quite a specific subset of Aquarius Monkey, I think. We'll discuss it as I bring the cards up. But anyway, like I said, general reading rules apply. If you don't know what your rising sign or your moon sign is, there's a link as ever in the description down below. And there's also a link for the Facebook page for this channel where I post these videos, obviously, but a lot of the astrology weather forecast videos that I watch as well. So I try to make it a little bit of a one-stop shop. So hopefully that'll be useful for you. Also, it's got its own inbox. So if you want a personal reading from me, that's one of the best ways to get in touch. There's also a Linktree link down there, so that'll take you to my email or all sorts of things. But yeah, whichever way you want to do it. And that's it, because I was going to set up for my full moon readings today and start filming those. And I thought, well, I'm set up for one of my Western Chinese zodiac combination readings. And I was instructed to go and look in my folder where I have the art programs to create the thumbnails for all the different combinations, because I haven't done them all yet, because God, it's boring once you've set them up, you know, doing 144 at one time. So I just scrolled through it and I went to the first one that drew my attention, as instructed. So that was Aquarius Monkey. There you go. Okay. And that's not at all weird. So yeah, Aquarius Monkey. So this is for you, and it looks like quite a important message. I'm getting the impression that whoever I'm going to be reading for is magically active, knows how to sit with a candle and do some creative visualization, or failing that, is in a very big planning stage in the minute. Let me just bring the cards up and you can see what you mean, because your shuffle video, let me see, will be that side, and it should have finished any minute now. So the first card I want to draw your attention to here is King Solomon, with representing legacy here. But King Solomon is famous for working with the Goetia, who are featuring in this entire deck here, which is the Occult Tarot by Bloodstone Studios, which is basically a copy of my Demon Possessed Tarot, which I didn't know when I bought it. But we have Solomon here. We have Hecate as the god that is taking an interest in you, that is looking after you during this period. We have the Magician on the bottom of the deck, certainly in that triangle shape as well. You know, you have your it's not quite an equal triangle, you know, not quite a thaumaturgic triangle, but I couldn't help but notice it. Now, if you are planning some form of big magic to change your life, whichever way that may go for you, hold your horses just for the time being. We have on the bottom of the main deck, we have the Four of Bees, which is the Four of Swords. That we have Four of Pentacles here, which was, these are my bookmark, because some of these Oracle decks I'm still not familiar with. I like to, the ones where I'm going, oh yeah, I'm not sure quite what they say about it. I will, and I'll get into this because we've got I Ching here and I always have to look that one up. And I bookmark them with these tiny little cards that you see here. However, I will shuffle those beforehand, and I draw meanings from what I use to bookmark with as well. A lot of these cards are saying right now, hold your horses, act to protect what is, just for the time being, because there is change coming. Now, this will not look good if you know your tarot, but at the end here we have 9 of Bees, which is 9 of Swords, clarified by the 9 of Swords, and then with the extra cards from the little deck, 9 of Swords. So there is a danger coming up and a stress and anxiety that will need to be dealt with for you to deal with that successfully, because with the 3 9s, I've no idea what angel message 999 is, but for you to deal with those 3 9s successfully, a form of rebirth is being on offer. And that's the sense that I'm getting here. It's almost as if what you think you want right now ain't what you want. Or if you get it, you're going to be dissatisfied. Let's put it that way. Because the archontic force working against you is wearing the mask of Perseus, courage, wearing the mask of time to take action. But with the Angelarium card here, we have Remph, the angel of time. Now with Remph, all things burn away, all things turn to dust. This too shall pass is probably a far better, easier way of saying it. And then we also have 4 of Forces from the Akashic Tarot, the Spring-Autumn card, which is very much a sense of slowly setting things in motion, i.e. planting, or slowly receiving the results of what you have set in motion, harvest. And there's a bit of a planting harvest vibe going on in a lot of this. But the obstacle that you have here is the Ace of Cups, some form of dream, some form of goal that is tempting you along is an obstacle to you. It is not seeming right. And we start here, Page of Dragonflies, which is not Page of Swords, it's Page of Wands, clarified by the Emperor reversed. Some news coming in that destabilizes your sense of authority, your sense of being in control. And then 2 beautiful cards follow straight after it with the World and the Queen of Swords. That news, whatever it is, will make you go, right, well, no point dealing with that one then. No point, an element of, well, I was barking up the wrong tree there. Now, having said that, I do not think that if you are magically active and you are working towards some form of magical end, that you are abandoning that magical end. What these are saying is wait. Absolutely wait. With the vision card from the Wisdom of the House of Night, the future is a place full of potential, which is the message of this card, really. And you can visualize that as a place, but that is where you're supposed to remain. With 4 of Swords here, and that's repeated in the bookmark cards, which I'll get to shortly. There is a sense of what, if you are working on something magically, or if you are making some plans, don't stop. Don't abandon those plans, but do not set forth with those plans as well. This is a time of preparation. This is a time of getting all your ducks in a row, for want of a better phrase. But it is not a time for starting. So say we was using the example of starting your own business. then knowing where all the suppliers are, knowing where you're going to get the finance, knowing, researching, learning where you're going to rent, how much it's going to cost, all of the running costs, who you're going to employ, all this sort of stuff, but not doing it. It's getting the business plan together. If it is a magical working, getting your ingredients, accoutrements, candles, oils, incenses, statues of whatever divinity you want to appeal to, knowing where you're going to do it, consecrating your equipment, defining your sacred space, your ritual space, but not yet doing it. Because if you try to do it now, slow progress, very, very slow progress. Knight of Beetles with Ace of Pentacles reversed. This is not the new beginning yet that you are wanting. I'm detecting a real sense of that whole Saturn-Uranus square that we've got going on all year. Because something is going to get knocked down. Something is going to get threatened. Your new start, Ace of Beetles here, which is the Ace of Pentacles, comes later. But first, you need to protect whatever it is that you need to protect in the face of change. Now, so you are going to be embracing that Uranus energy of the new coming in order to carry on with your plan later. But to start off with, notice those things in your life where you want Saturn to win. I want that to stay the same. I want that to stay the same. And that thing there, well, I've already discovered I'm barking up the wrong tree. Because there's a verse from the Tao Te Ching, which is one verse I struggle with in the Tao Te Ching. But 65, to know the principle. In ancient times, those who knew well how to serve the Tao did not use it to enlighten the people, but to fool them. People are difficult to govern only because they are intelligent and resourceful. Therefore, to rule with intelligence harms the country. To govern the country without intelligence is a blessing for the nation. To know the principle is called mysterious virtue, which is mysterious virtue is deep and far. It may at first seem to go against the natural order, but it will then lead to harmony. Whatever your plans are, so let's look at this in a divinatory sense. Whatever your plans are, keep them to yourself for the moment. Do all the work, do all the preparation, learn the discipline, get the qualification, get the business plan doing, get the ritual space, whatever that you need to do, and practice your creative visualization, or keep going through your business plan and refining it, or identifying where you're going to go. But something comes that will put a lot of that on hold for the time being while you deal with it, and then afterwards opens up more opportunity for you to be able to go ahead with what you're planning. But do not think for one instant that whatever it is that you're planning will go easy. We have the Five of Wands here, and as I say, 3 Nine of Swords, clarified by Four of Pentacles again, echoing that Four of Beetles, and a 3 of Swords. So you are in a stage right now of building your foundation. That's what the important thing is, because what you are, I do believe that what you are planning is a good thing. We have 2 cards came out of the Oracle of Heaven and Hell. Let me put that one back. We have Ayerathel, or Ayeratel, with the propagation of light. Now, propagation of light, for me, this is, you're not only on a mission that is blessed, You are embarking on a course that is in accordance with the will of the divine because it is there to spread light. However, straight after that, Acharya, with patience. It's going to take time. So we've got patience here, Knight of Beetles here. So this is this slowness about your aims. Hecate here with Crossroads is almost saying time to make a choice. So you are being allowed this time to concentrate on the idea of, is this what I really want? Is this how I want to go ahead? If I do, these are what I need. And again, that prep that I was on about, but you have to be questioning it all the time because it will get challenged. Also, you have to keep it to yourself to a certain extent, you know, as much as you possibly can. But this is a time for, excuse me, for other things finishing, which is from the past, ready for new things starting, and then laying the seeds. Now, why am I saying all of this? Obviously, I start with these readings, because I started with this reading with the I Ching. We have hexagram number 20. So here, let me get to my oodles of I Ching books. Hexagram number 20, first clarified here by the moon. No, that's the wrong bookmark. Sorry. Clarified here by the Five of Swords. And it's Quan, or contemplation. Wind above, below earth. Wind above earth, contemplation brings perspective. On the ground the air is still, but at height the winds blow. Standing upon a tall tower, one feels the purifying force of the wind. From this high place, contemplation brings perspective and clarity. The potential for spiritual power is fulfilled. So there's some form of conflict going on around you that you need to stand above. 2 cards came out of the I Ching. Now this one is called the Tower. And yet Quan here was talking about, well, in one of the books it's called the Tower. Quan here was talking about standing on that very, very tower. So is it 28? This is preponderance of the great, with lake above and wind below. The lake rises above the trees, a need for action. So the changing between the two is the time when you need to act will come apparent, but it is not yet. So whenever you get to watch this video, it doesn't matter. If this is already speaking to you, then the answer is not yet. There's something more to come. And this was clarified by the moon, where I'm really getting that sense of duality from there. And there's a little bit of like miracle energy, I think, coming from there as well. So here it says the lake overflows its boundaries and covers the trees. Such an exceptional occurrence cannot be ignored or denied. It requires swift action. Success is assured if experienced people are called upon to help. This is not a time to stand on your own. So all around here, while you are planning, you may also be building alliances, because which one was it? This one. No, I got that wrong. That's not the tower. That's the tower. Here, clarified with 3 of Cups. So conflict, but conflict where you're going to find friends, allies, or there is a conflict and you have friends or allies. But what I was drawn to, so within this Celestial I Ching, it has a look at all the changing lines. So just to give that description, the tower is a place for contemplation, preparation, and observation. The wise man ascends the steps to distance himself from other people and gain perspective on the cycles of joy and pain in himself, in the populace, and in the seasons. In the seasons, four of forces, spring, autumn, and Renth, for that matter, all things in their time. Though it will be sometimes necessary to ascend the tower, keep in mind that standing on the tower is only a preparation for action. Preparation again. It can be considered that the first step along a 7-step road. The sacrifice of blood, sweat, and tears must still be performed. Now, the changing lines are the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 6th. So starting with the 6th, I'm going to go from the top down. Contemplation Tower. There is a correct moment for everything, and now is the time to separate ourselves from the lives of other people and take the opportunity to understand and rectify our own troubles. And then, as I said, the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. In reverse order, before committing to action, the wise man may wish to wander from realm to realm, inspecting and carefully weighing the pros and cons of each option. I hadn't read this before, actually, this one. Before coming to a final decision. Again, the planning. Ascending the steps, the wise man takes personal time to find silence. From this silence, he will gain perspective of his situation and make the confident decision whether to advance or retreat. That's what that Queen of Swords in the world is all about. The world is supporting you, but you're having to cut away some of the nonsense first, because there is some belief, some aspect. I'm not going to say some dream that's leading you astray. Ace of Cups here with Bua, but I'm feeling more like some way of looking at this dream, at this plan, because at no point does it say here, change your plans. It's just saying, whoa, Nelly, hang back a bit. There's something else that happens. You can't start season 3 in the middle of season 2 before you've had the season 2 finale. Season 2 finale is coming up. Patience, and then you start season 3. So, second one, the Spy Tower. Although it may seem slightly embarrassing, the wise man gains advantage at this time by setting spies to keep secret watch at the door cracks and listen for whispers in the wind. The information gained in this way may prove invaluable. Again, planning, researching. And then finally, Queen of Pentacles, out of my last I Ching book. This is, well, I say my last, this was my first. I think I got this when I was about 14. There's Queen of Pentacles, nurturing. You are to nurture this plan. You are to nurture and prune and get rid of some of the deadwood. Look, listen, and learn, it says, are the key words. So the judgment on this card. The worshipper has washed his hands but has not yet presented his offerings. His sincerity and dignity commands a reverent regard. Everything is able to be seen, past, present, and future, which is what this vision card from the Wisdom of the House of Night is about. And of course, Remph, the angel of time, can see all points in time. So then we go on to this next next hexagram. Brain's fully functioning today. Exceeding greatness, Takwo. And this is saying how the situation is progressing. You are in a particularly critical situation, but if you have the right and proper attitude, you can expect things to favour your winning through. And there, Ace of Pentacles, there's your new beginning. Once this what was it, particularly critical situation has unfurled itself. Once the change from this death card has actually arrived, has come. Act boldly and confidently, and this unusually threatening situation may be completely diffuse. Assessing how you should go about this undertaking is an important prior step, taking your own nature and all other circumstances into consideration. Then take the action you consider the most appropriate and you will be successful. The needs of the situation should decide your actions, not your inflexible inclinations. So again, that's echoing that message of something about the dream, something about the plan, something about the way you are looking at the dream and looking at the plan is a little off kilter, and the world is going to very nicely come and correct you. But that's before the big event. You should be able to do all of this trimming and pruning and healing and self-reflection before the big event. So the time for that is now. That's what you want to be doing. Planning, setting, consecrating your equipment, writing your business plan, whatever. So with the Four of Forces, we got Three of Pentacles. There's nothing particularly, because I don't want the video to be too long, there's nothing particularly important to read out there, because I've already covered that card. And with the Wisdom of the House of Night, I've already described that, but again, Four of Swords. I will say, when it comes to Wisdom of the House of Night, I normally wouldn't look those cards up, but this particular one, I've had this deck year and a half, never pulled this card before. So I was like, oh, yes, need to look that one up. And it set the tone, because as you saw in the shuffle video, it was the first one to come. It set the tone for the whole thing. And then Hecate, Solomon, Magician. This is a magical time for you. But there's what I might call the reading. But remember, as you'll see in a lot of fiction, magic has its price. Now, I am not saying that magic has its price in the way that Hollywood would, because you've managed to create something good, you will have to suffer something bad. No, nonsense. The price is the dedication, the skill, the preparation, the spending the time, energy in, energy out, basically. And that's the price. You pay for it in advance by your self-discipline and what have you. So whether this is a magic spell or a business plan or whatever, you pay for it in advance by putting those planning energies in. Now, what else we got left? Because one card I haven't covered, because again, it's not one I'm tremendously familiar with, the White Heart. So the glorious white stag from the Mists of Avalon. That's it. Sat right here. From the Mists of Avalon deck. And I don't think I need to read a lot, because I've just looked at the keywords on here. The top one we have is perspective, leading to new beginnings. We have awakening down here and realignment down here. So it's again saying everything that I was saying about the look at the dream, tidy it up, ascend the tower, take the time, keep it secret, do the work within, use the time for healing. Where is it? That one? No, not that one. Oh, I've got my hands on the one I'm looking at anyway. Now this got clarified with Queen of Cups. So this is very much about looking at that dream. It is time to start it in motion, but that motion is to start within. because the lake has yet to come and submerge the trees, to use the image of hexagram 28. So there are new beginnings in sight, new ventures, new opportunities, new possibilities, new heartfelt longings are appearing, urging you to move forward. Ask yourself, what is my heart telling me to create new in my life? Where do I need to put in place to move? What do I need to put in place to move me into a new direction? Remain calm in your center as opportunities present themselves. And again, that opportunity is this big change of the lake over the trees. So what I'm pulling from that is not now is the time. No, now's the time to review the plan, prepare for the plan, do everything that I've already said already. I'm only going to be repeating myself. But what I also found interesting, here it is, from Solomon. What is it? Saints and Mystics. The Hanged Man card. Now that, if you remember the story of the Hanged Man, is Odin hanging upside down on the world tree to gain wisdom. Which, again, 9 days and 9 nights or 7, I still haven't looked that up. 7 or 9 days and nights. I'm sure it was 9, one for each world. And that is what is occurring now. You are hanging upside down on that tree, gaining wisdom. You are ascending to the top of the tower and gaining wisdom. You are looking at the dreams where it has led you astray. What was that moon card down here? Yeah, where it has led you astray, and you are trimming off the bits that are not accurate, that are not quite reflecting the reality of either the 3D world, or depending who you're talking to, 4D world, 5D world, or of your own inclinations, your own heart. Something here, there is, with Hecate, with this Queen of Swords, with this Three of Swords towards the end, and the fact that the rebirth is 3 9 of Swords rather than 3 9 of Pentacles, or just 3 9 of whatever. There is a price that you are having to pay, but you can prepare yourself for that price by starting to cut it away anyway. Now, is there anything else that Angel of Glory. This reinforces what I was saying about Ieratel, about what you are planning is not divinely inspired. I don't want to say that, because I want to say it feels like it's yours. This is not you being told by God to go somewhere and do something. This is the bit of you that is God welling up and saying, this is what I am doing. And notice that phrase, I am, in the middle of it. That's what the ritual magician does. He puts himself in the position of God. So it is time for you to play God in your own life. And it is only right that you do that, because you are creating. There's one other point here with that Three of Cups and with the Modern Magic spell cards. We've got the Festival. So this is a rune that you can, sigil, that you can stare at and meditate with and burn candles with and what have you, to create a specific effect. And for this one, it creates an energetic blueprint for a fantastic party or event. And what I'm seeing with that is what you are doing, because I don't use those cards that way, I use them for divination, and you will be creating a cause for celebration, but you're not to start it just yet. because it's not quite time. You need to do the planning and all the emotional bits. Oh, I've just taken my finger out there. But I was going to see if there is anything that I want to say about Solomon from the book here. Not really. I'm going to pick up spiritually. Solomon attunes the auric energy to highly spiritual levels and can open channels to link with ethereal beings, cosmic guidance, and spiritual downloads of information. He charges psychic abilities and heightens the energies of cosmic manifestation through his seals of protection and conjure. If you know anything about goetic magic or even working with the Shem Hamefarash, it is all about, yeah, there's never mind the secret, there's some paths towards manifestation, but they are always very, very self-instructive paths. You will learn far more about yourself than the importance of whatever you was magically working for means. And maybe this is a really good time to be getting to know yourself. It's certainly a really good time to be getting to know how you perceive your environment so you can do this planning. And I think all the cards are basically saying the same thing, so I'll shut up now. Remember, right now, do not take the courage to start it now. You do the internal work, the studying, the planning, the writing the business plan, choosing the ritual space, consecrating your tools, whatever aspect of life, you do the prep work, but you don't start it yet because something else is coming. And although that something else may seem very disruptive, a bit like, oh my God, this is a crisis, after that, if you've done the prep now, you will stand strong throughout that event. And then afterwards, whatever you are planning will go really well. I'm trying to think of a more dramatic way to say it, but no, go really, really well and be a cause for celebration for more than just you. But for the first half, it's just purely you and you alone by knowing the principle. Okay, so whoever you are, Aquarius Monkey, you've got a lot going on. And good on you, because you are, I'm not even going to say you are taking charge. It's like you have taken charge. And now it's literally you just shaking yourself free of old beliefs and, misunderstandings and hang-ups and what have you, ready to spring forward. But you're just not springing forward just yet. If this means anything to you, comment down below, press the like button, please subscribe to the channel because it helps, it really, really does help. I would say hit the notifications bell, but I'm not sure it means anything nowadays, so join the Facebook page. That's the way you'll notice the notifications of the videos coming out, and my full moon videos will be coming out this weekend if you're watching this on like the first few days of it airing. Plus I'll be doing a live stream Saturday night, as I have done for the past few every other Saturday, with astrologer David Fisher to have a look at the full moon. And yeah, that's it. Have fun. Good luck, Aquarius Monkey. This is going to be a good thing for you. Cheers.